Assalamu alaikum, viewers, subscribers, everybody. I've been holding off on having a podcast because I had projected both American-Israeli attack on Iran, irrespective of all the communications and everything else and the negotiations. I had also projected Pakistan, the Taliban not going to change their stripes. They're not going to straighten out. They're going to keep attacking, and Pakistan would have to start attacking them, which is now being called open war. So we're going to get into that. And here I would like to tell my subscribers and my viewers, kindly subscribe and press the bell icon. And I'm sure you're going to like what I'm going to say, or somewhat not like what I'm going to say, but please share it. It is for debate and information. Okay? This is strictly my analysis, strictly based on facts. It is not biased towards one way or the other. But today, first we'll take on Iran, the attack on Iran, the Israeli-American attack on Iran. For posterity's sake, let me restate. Americans and Israelis wanted three things from Iran: no enrichment, no missiles beyond 300-kilometer range, and no more proxy warfare all over the map. Known proxies are Iraqi militia, Hezbollah, Hamas. Not known proxies, which we don't admit to, TTP, they're providing missile drones. BLA, operating from Iranian territory. Now I'll go back a little bit and I'll bring in the map so you are refreshed. Now just remember Pakistan where it is, Kazakhstan, Iran, a real small country called Israel here, a small country with a big bark, and Iran, and just remember the Gulf of Hormuz. So let me kind of bring you up to speed on what's going on here. On Saturday, war returned to Iran with Israel and US strikes. Okay. What they call, Israelis and Americans call this a preemptive joint strike against Iranian targets. And President Trump called it the start of major combat operations. Now, one thing to be sure here is Americans are no longer negotiating, okay, what's going to happen next? How do you get back on the off-ramp and talk diplomacy? That ship has sailed. There is no more talk. There's no more diplomacy. There's no more ceasefire. That's gone. What are they looking for? Regime change. What that means is that the Iranians come and take it over, but what they're going to do, they're going to obliterate the authority of the Iranian government over the next few weeks. There'll be nothing left there. And then they'll watch and see what kind of a warlord or somebody comes in, or is it going to balkanize? Now, the IRGC in Iran has launched first wave, second wave, third wave of drone and missile attacks against Israel. Initially, they sent a few, and now they start sending batches to Israel and the rest. They've also attacked the Bahrain, Qatar, UAE, Dubai, Iraq air bases of Americans. Now, for those who don't remember that, I'll bring that up for the bases which Americans have. As you can see, that's Oman, Saudi Arabia's Prince Sultan base, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Jordan. What's interesting is they've hit all of them, except they've not hit Jordan as yet. Maybe Jordan is lumped in with Israel, and mostly things get intercepted there. Now I'll go back just for you to make sure you know, and the Straits of Hormuz. Current जो मैं मिल रहा है, where are we? There we are. Acha. So far, Iranians say that President Masoud Pezeshkian, president, is safe and sound, and supreme leader also has been moved to a secure location. 7-8 missile strikes occurred exactly where the palace, presidential palaces, and where Ayatollah Khamenei resides are. Very heavily bombarded, 5 meters deep craters, which were just totally liberating the area. And we don't know whether they've been wounded or they're alive, but apparently, from what we're gathering, they are alive. However, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard leader, the head of the IRGC, the architect of the brutal crackdown who killed about 40,000 protesters, has been killed in this joint US-Israeli strike. His name was General Mohammad Pakpor, and he's been eliminated by both Iran, reporting it from Israel as well as from Americans. According to Israeli media channel 12, naming unnamed Israeli sources, Khamenei's palace has been completely destroyed, though it's unclear whether the 86-year-old was present. So they don't know. Israeli also confirmed that Maroud Pereshkian was also among those targeted strike, but apparently he has survived. Now the next thing is people ask, how long are these going to how long are they going to attack? Is this just a one-off and they're going to go home and have good time and everything else go home and have a beer or what? No, this is going to last for quite some time. Quite a few days, maybe quite a few weeks. And the results could be, most people can't predict it, but the desired result is complete degradation of the Iranian governing authority. And that's what they're saying, that Trump is saying, at the moment the bombs are falling, don't come out, Iranian people. Wait till we have completely decimated the government, then you can come in and take it over. Now, one thing to remember, Iran has already shut off the GPS and cut off before this war started. Most of it, Iran is plunged into information darkness. And GPS signal internet don't work there anymore. Okay. US is also, Iran, trying to reignite the negotiations. They have said that excessive demands not karo, but as usual, Iranians are miscalculated. The time for diplomacy and negotiation is over. And now what is going on is a very brutal campaign to destroy all semblance of Iranian authority in Iran. Now let's take a look at what Iran does look like. Now, there are a couple of things which people are bringing up here. Vehemently, what people would like to see, oh no, Iran is they're very nationalistic, one country. But if you look at what I'm showing you, out of the 90 million Iranians, only 50 million are Persian speaking. The rest are non-Persian speaking. Even if you took to the right, close to Pakistan, Balochistan, there is a whole organization working here, bombing the hell out of the Iranians called Jandullah. Similarly, there's ones near Azerbaijan, because there are Azeri population. There's also Turk population. There's also Kurd population. And I'm sure all these green Arab, they're not quite happy with the Iranians. So one is, no, Iranians will run around the flag and yay. And the other one says, no, they're going to fragment. Now, let's take a look what happens once the authority of the central government collapses. At that time, warlords come in. Whoever has the maximum guns or this, they come and take power in their relative areas to provide policing and other kind of stuff. Eventually, they have a dynamics on their own, and that's what starts the balkanization, fragmentation of a country. Now, it also would mean, because of this extensive campaign, the neighboring countries may also feel the pinch, and there may be intervention from neighboring countries like Turkey, who may not like to see their Turk, other affiliated ethnicity being trampled upon. So that's basically my take on this one. Now, the next one I'm going to go to, and if you like it, please share it and subscribe. We really appreciate that. Okay. Anyway, so my next one, which I will take up with you, is the Pakistan declares open war with Afghanistan and launches strikes on Kabul. Now, Pakistan didn't wake up one day and decided to go do it. We knew that the 4 points Pakistan had given to Afghanistan, which they initially agreed, then they reneged upon, then they don't want to talk about it. They continue to fund TTP and the BLA and do attacks now with complete freedom right now. Now, Pakistan retaliated this time with its air force as well as artillery as well as the RAF. And these strikes were done on major cities in Afghanistan, including Kabul and Kandahar. And as the Pakistani defense minister said, our patience is run out. Now there's open war. Now, this time when Pakistan struck, they struck not only TTP, Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, but they also struck the hierarchy of the Tehreek-e-Taliban Afghanistan. So they feel the pinch and the pain of what it means to get hit. And on this one, as of last count, Pakistan has killed over 400 or 500 of them. There's thousands more wounded. There's hundreds of posts we have destroyed along the border. And in addition to that, hundreds of tanks, artilleries, and Bakhtar bomb Gadis we've destroyed. So the carnage on the Afghan side of the border is quite big. Now, let me bring you up what Afghan side of the border looks like. You will see here, close to the Pakistani border is Pashto speaking. But that's only 42% of the 42 million people who are Pashtuns, which is 16 million. The rest of the population is non-Pashtun speaking. So the whole thing about the Afghan this and Afghan that, I think is going to be tested now. Now, what is Pakistan going to do? I think they're going to, as the DGISPR said, we will continue the operation till we achieve our results. And I think in this case, the result is a representative government, which means Taliban take a hike. So now there's another map to show you what the trail of funding and killing in Pakistan, how it happened. India sending into Iran, Iran supporting BLA, TTP, Iranian drones coming over here. Now, one that's something nice, Iranian drones will be coming here. They'll be making a breed line for Israel and the American bases. So, Mari Jan Shutki, thank you. Okay. Another thing. Afghan forces over at 53 locations attacked Pakistani troops. They thought with doing this huge Halla-Gulla crowd attack that they would be able to create confusion. But what happened was they got themselves literally the military ass handed to them. Khwaja said, hope for peace after withdrawal of NATO, but expected Taliban welfare of the people. But instead, Afghanistan turned into a colony of India, gathered militants from the world, and began exporting terrorism. So I think we were very clear. Both the Corps headquarters, 3 brigade headquarters, 2 ammunition dumps, 1 logistics base, 3 battalion headquarters, 2 sector headquarters, and more than hundreds of tanks and artillery pieces armored have been destroyed. These are very effective airstrikes have been conducted by the Pakistan Air Force. By the way, there was a claim by the Afghanis, they shot down a plane and this and that near Jam. All bullshit, no reality, no pilot capture. Pakistan has completely denied that. Okay. What is happening in Pakistan? Just for your own sheet. Local administration has imposed Section 144 12-hour daily curfew in South Waziristan. This is both upper and lower Waziristan. And when people come close to the any checkpost, they're going to supposed to stop 150 yards away, 50 kilometers, 50 meters away. Otherwise, they will be shot on sight. And this is to maintain public safety, law and order, and facilitate uninterrupted operational movement. Another one to give you a soldier was martyred in a tank, drone attack in tank. 3 police brothers were found killed, abducted and killed in Bannu. Or security personnel drone attack in tank, Afghanistan, multiple occasions. Apparently, it is the assessment that the Taliban miscalculated and opened fire on multiple occasions. And they really got hammered. They had a lot of casualties. If Pakistan is saying about 400 killed, I mean, you can easily multiply that. And in this case, they're saying that they are throwing up white flags and leaving their dead bodies behind. It tells you the degree of disarray. Now, one of the things, let me say, what does our Army DGISPR say about what's going to happen next? Operation against the Taliban regime will continue until objectives are achieved, which is regime change. DGISPR said Afghanistan will have to choose between terror outfits and Pakistan. Our choice is clear. We will never hesitate to make a sacrifice for it. So Pakistan has decided that no matter what the cost, they're going to take this course now. The DGISPR also maintained that Pakistan Armed Forces is fully prepared for the Eastern Western and the country announced. What he said to basically towards India, come from the sea, come from the air, come from the land, come anywhere you wish. Or agar aapko bahut shauk hai, to please, and if you're so keen, please come and try it out. So any hope or that for Afghanistan looks like is probably at end. Now, I'm sure my host here, very soon, Chair Bana, will ask me about India. So I'm not going to say anything more till she asks. I know she's itching to ask that question. Now, one thing nice, an Indian journalist brought it up to Trump. There's another war going on between Pakistan and Afghanistan. What do you think? You will intervene? Trump said, oh, I love Pakistan, a PM, and I love that army chief foreign minister. They are great guys. And he says Pakistan is doing terrifically well on Ghazb-e-Haq against Afghanistan. And United States President hailed Pakistani strikes against the Afghan Taliban under Operation Ghazb-e-Haq and said country was doing terrifically well. So I guess there is no Trump help coming for Indians or Afghans. So now it's purely us, and Afghans are going to see the Pakistani chitral. That is literally means they're going to see their ass whipped and all the great. No, there's a couple of things here before I got to back up. There is a wish list of, oh, what a great fighters. Well, they are great fighters because sitting in Pakistan getting trained by us, we fed them, armed them, trained them, and sent them across the border. When they came back, as their ass kicked, we put them in a hospital. Nobody's going to help them. When they cross Iran, they shoot them dead. They go north, they shoot them dead. Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, they don't want to see them. So they're going to be sitting there, and Pakistan is going to be hammering them. And the last time they fought against Pakistanis was during Ranjit Singh's time. And after Ranjit Singh was done with them, they didn't talk much for 100 years. So I think that moment is arriving. We have to take it to the logical conclusion and teach them a lesson that we are not here from Washington, D.C. We are not here from Moscow. We are here from the same reason. You want to stay and have a state, then behave and state. If you want to sit with India and become ghulams of the Buddhist, people who worship idols, Go for it. And we're going to take care of you very well. So the operation Hazbe Lil Haq is ongoing, not stop. They're being hammered all along the line. Now, what I would like to see is taken of Kabul and Kandahar, so all this bullshit vanishes. The other one, our military people know very well. And I was just seeing a video of our army chief in Libya, and he said this one word: "Those who dare win." Now, that's my army chief. And I really loved what he said. Now, before I get my, I'm going to bring our host in so she can ask me all the questions, difficult questions to me. Welcome, Sharbano. Long
Assalamualaikum.
time,
Thank you
long
so
time.
much.
You're welcome.
Oh,
All
exactly.
you.
I was a little bit busy. So, all right. So, from cross-border tensions between Pakistan and Afghanistan to rising friction between Iran, Israel, and US, to defense vulnerabilities emerging in South Asia, there are multiple pressure points that are lighting up at the same time, actually. Um, so let's unpack this with our questions. Starting up with a question related to India. So, do you really think that India is likely to test the situation militarily, or does strategic restraint still outweighs the risk of escalation?
Number one, don't expect strategic
Mm,
restraint from India. India is not a restraint kind of people. They're ruled by a Maulvi.
mm,
If they get a chance or if they miscalculate, they will attack us. Now, let's take a look
mm,
at this situation. We're tied down with Afghanistan, maybe about a core, which is about 60,000 to 70,000 troops along the border. If we have to intervene to open the Gulf of Hormuz, which I so far doesn't look like it, the only thing I know right now is the tankers are avoiding Gulf of Hormuz till it is
mm,
secure. Now, if we don't have to intervene there, then I don't see India doing anything at this stage. Maybe not. Maybe they miscalculate. And if they do, their timeline of their arms purchases and the rest is more in the time frame of after Eid, Choti Eid. So that's the time we can expect them. If we get tied down more in the Iran scenario where Iran is imploding and Americans and the Saudi invoke the defense treaty, we may have to intervene. In that case, about 200,000 of our troops would be on the Afghan-Iran border. India at that time may test, but they would have to live with the fact without a superiority. Eventually, they'll take a lot of casualties. Now, it is a Hindu Maulvi-run government, so the likelihood of miscalculating is high. So I would not discount an Indian attack. Logically, I would say they should not, but I would be very prepared after Eid and expect anything from this treacherous enemy. Did I ask your question
mm.
correctly?
Yes, exactly. You have elaborated it really well. So let's move toward the recent attacks of US on Israel, basically the US-Israel confrontation on Iran. Uh, by openly discussing the regime change, has the conflict shifted from containment to strategic overthrow?
The conflict has not changed from containment. The conflict has changed from a diplomatic solution with no enrichment, no missiles, and
Mhm,
no takhrib kari across the border, whether it is
mhm,
Hezbollah, Hamas, or BLA or TTP, to where they're saying is, we can't negotiate with you. You need to go away.
mhm,
So that boat has sailed. They're going to keep bombing them, even at a low level. Do remember one thing: Iran can't attack Israel. Israel can't physically attack Iran because they're separated by almost a couple hundred miles. In between, there are two big countries, Iraq and Syria. So
exactly.
Israeli army is not going to get a beeline over there, neither would the Iranians. So what is the fight today? Iran doesn't have an air force. The US Air Force, Iranian Air Force are running wild all over Iran and they're bombing the hell out of them. The only thing they have is missiles. Now, they don't make missile fuel. They import it from China. So they have a limited number of these. Once they're gone, they're gone. And then it's just Americans and Israelis hitting them from the air. Every place, any place they'll see a person with a uniform, they're going to bomb them. And it's going to be really helter-skelter for them. And in this case, Americans will use drones as well as Israelis will use drones. Americans do have over 50,000 troops in the area, so I would see surgical strikes from them with their special forces going inside Iran. And I think Iranian government to hold on in that as a state, maintain security and everything, that will collapse. So what you're going to be looking at, a lot of people don't agree with me. I'm not in the business of making people agree with me. My business is put out the facts. When there is no central government, there's no policing, then you have people come up and they're called warlords. That is a start of fragmentation and balkanization. If Americans stop short and it doesn't happen, then you're going to have the IRGC taking over as a military. And that is going to be even worse for the region. So they're not going to stop.
All right. So do you really think that are we on the brink of a broader Middle Eastern escalation that could draw Lebanon, Syria, and the Gulfs?
Syria, how much forces do they have? So if they get in, so what? Israelis will kick their ass so good they won't know what hit them. So I don't think Syria is going to get into it. Iraq, so what will they do? I mean, they run around, maybe make a few processions. The only two countries who can broaden this war is Pakistan and Turkey. Are we going to get involved? We don't like to. Will come from the north and rescue Iran? No, they're not interested. Will the Chinese army parachute from the space station to Iran? No, they're not interested.
I don't think so.
Iran is on their own. Irrespective, Chinese help has arrived. Rus can't let them go. We are here. Where are the Rus? Where is China? Why would China come? Give me a good reason. Iran is not Pakistan or China. Iran is Iran. There's a bunch of Maulvis running around. And Chinese don't trust Maulvis. They have their own kind over there. By the way, something to share with people with China. China has reduced all taxes during Ramadan for Muslims in China.
Okay.
Interesting.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And what's going to happen even Ramadan in Pakistan? Our Pakistani British men are going to increase prices. I went to buy a couple of man of wheat this time for my home. It is up from 4,000 to 6,000 rupees per month. MashaAllah, Jazakallah.
It's an irony.
मुसलमान भाइयों पे आफरीन है और वो जो काफिर है वो रमजान में उन्होंने टैक्सेस कंप्लीटली खत्म कर दिए गवर्नमेंट के
great step
taxes. Now इंडिया में भी जाओ during होली उनका 70% डिस्काउंट होता है. यहाँ मैं अभी तक जिंदगी में ढूंढ रहा हूँ कि कब ईद पे डिस्काउंट होगा. चलो anyway, I think I've made my point very clear.
So, yes, exactly. So let's move towards the Pakistan and Afghanistan escalations. So could this confrontation really destabilize the wider region and invite external powers to take sides? How do you see this?
So India की तो हमने discuss कर लिया है. अगर वो करते हैं, this will be, I think, the start of Ghazwa Hind, and the end game of Ghazwa Hind is end of Hind. Okay. Now, uske alawa, who's the other power who can come in Afghanistan? Iran is almost on its knees. And then if you look at the map, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, Those guys are so happy we are hammering these guys who can say, please, 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 don't let go. Make sure you keep these guys underneath your heel of your boot. They don't want to intervene. They're so happy we are doing it. Because, नाक में दम किया हुआ है. ताजिकिस्तान में ड्रोन हमले कर रहे हैं. वहाँ चीनियों को मार रहे हैं. तुर्कमेनिस्तान में मार रहे हैं. हर जगह उद्यम मचाया हुआ है. अफगान तालिबान ने, TTA ने. So those guys, किसने इंटरवीन करना है यहाँ? किसी की औकात ही नहीं है इंटरवीन करने के लिए हमारे सामने.
Nobody is there to intervene.
किसने? यूके की आर्मी आएगी. उनकी तो टोटल आर्मी 50,000 है. वो तो पंजाब पुलिस हमारी उनको साफ कर दे. I'm sorry, I'm using language. So there are only two states.
Also, exactly. So there is no one to intervene, basically.
Intervene locally, Turkey and Pakistan. उसके अलावा और कोई नहीं है. There are people who are saying कि यो World War III शुरू होने वाली है. World War III क्या है? Either China or America or Russia fight with each other. Now they don't need to fight over Iran. They can fight with each other, but on what basis would they want to fight each other? They don't have a basis to fight each other. So there's a World War III. I mean, so.
Okay. Sure. Acha, talking about the global strategic outlook, basically. So, with the multiple tensions erupting simultaneously, basically, so are global powers losing the ability to contain regional conflicts before they escalate?
Actually, 3-4 ही points हैं. I mean, एक यूक्रेन का है. हमने वो डील किया हुआ, इंशाल्लाह हम डील करेंगे अगेन. वो भी स्टेलमेट पे ही बैठा हुआ है. Just like Iran, Zelensky thinks he can get Russia to come to their way. Russia says, Donbass mine, the Russian speaking है. मैं तुम्हारे पास Russian speaking एक बंदा भी छोड़ के नहीं जाऊंगा. तो वो नहीं होने लगा. वो उस वक्त होगा जब उनका बिल्कुल खात्मा तमाम हो चुका होगा. Same thing with the Iranians as a miscalculated. फिर रहा वो ताइवान का चाइना शायद मूव करे अगर अमेरिकन की यहाँ अपने वो इंटरसेप्टर्स बहुत ज़्यादा इस्तेमाल कर बैठे ना, then China may take advantage of Taiwan. In case of Taiwan that happens, then I think you will have the case of India also taking advantage of the situation too. So वो उनके बेसिस पे लड़ाई हो सकती है बड़ी. But इंडिया पाकिस्तान की लड़ाई में ये बढ़ सकती है. चाइना ताइवान वो लड़ाई बढ़ सकती है. यूक्रेन के आखिरी वक्त पे यूरोपियन स्टेबिलिटी करें तो वो बढ़ सकती है. यहाँ कुछ नहीं होता. Arabs are geopolitically irrelevant, so is Iran. वो ज़माने चले गए. Europe is geopolitically irrelevant. Geopolitically relevant है टर्की, पाकिस्तान है. India is also irrelevant. वही चीज़ तो इंडिया को खा रही है. वो एक ज़माने में आसमान पे बैठे हुए थे, अब कोई लिफ्ट नहीं करा रहा है उनको. और उनके गुब्बारे में जो हवा भरी हुई है अभी तक किसी ने निकाली नहीं है. It's a big problem, and that is what is causing all the problem. India,
exactly. So basically,
I hope they don't miscalculate. मगर वो जो लड़ाई होगी बड़ी, all this Iran fight with this and that and Ukraine will be nothing as compared to how fierce the fight between India and Pakistan is going to be, and it's going to be very lethal. बहुत मार पड़ेगी दोनों को.
Exactly. So basically, the room for miscalculation is shrinking as the temperature is rising geopolitically. So, thanks for elaborating every point.
Is rising. आप ये कहना चाह रही थी. Probability of miscalculation is rising. ये कह रही है ना, with the heat.
Capability is rising, but yeah, but I think that the room for miscalculation is shrinking basically because nobody can take the random steps actually, as the geopolitical temperature is rising all over the world.
It is.
So, okay. So thanks for elaborating it really well.
Yeah. एक किसिंजर ने बहुत बड़ा इनका स्टेट था, उसने कहा था it is dangerous to be an American enemy, but it's extremely more dangerous to be an American friend. Oh, Greenland से यही हो रहा है. Anyway,
Exactly.
thank you, Sharbano.
All right.
Anything else?
Thank you so much. All yours. Thank you so much. You have
Pleasure.
elaborated it really well. So all yours.
Thank you. And Nazreen, we stay tuned. Now we'll be doing more of these because the two projections we projected, both the Iran war as well as the Afghan war will start. And now it has. Now we'll bring you updates as we go along and also discuss the end games as it becomes more clear. Thank you and good night.